I never imagined I'd be the kind of person to do something like this. If you had told me a year ago that I'd betray the man I loved, the man I promised forever to, I would have laughed and called you crazy. But life has a strange way of pulling the rug out from under you, especially when you think you're standing on solid ground. What I did changed everything. There's no going back now. My name is Rachel. I'm 33, married, and on paper, my life looks perfect. A house in the suburbs of Denver, a stable job, 2 beautiful kids, and a husband, Mark, who's always been reliable, responsible, and, if I'm being honest, predictable. When we first met, Mark swept me off my feet with his maturity. He had his life together while I was still figuring mine out. That stability was comforting. We got married after 2 years of dating, had children soon after, and then life simply settled. Somewhere along the way, we stopped being passionate lovers and became co-parents, roommates, business partners in the daily chaos of raising a family. It wasn't that Mark was cruel, unfaithful, or a bad father. He just wasn't present, always tired, always focused on bills or fixing something around the house. We stopped going on dates, stopped talking about anything other than the kids, chores, or money. I missed being seen. I missed being wanted. That's when he came into the picture. His name was Tyler. He was a new hire at my office, charming, funny, and full of energy. About 5 years younger than me, he had this spark in his eyes that made you feel like you were the only person in the room when he looked at you. At first, it was harmless, flirty jokes in the break room, sharing Spotify playlists, laughing over lunch. But one evening, we both stayed late working on a project. Everyone else had gone home. It started with a glass of wine from the office mini fridge and ended with a moment I wish I could take back, though deep down I know I never will. He kissed me and I kissed him back. It wasn't just the kiss, it was everything it stirred up inside me. I felt alive for the first time in years, like someone had switched the lights back on after I'd been living in the dark. That kiss opened a door I didn't even realize I'd been staring at for months. And once it was open, I didn't close it. What followed was a string of after-hours meetings that had little to do with work. I justified it to myself. Mark was emotionally distant. I was lonely. I wasn't in love with Tyler, but I was addicted to how he made me feel. The guilt didn't hit me all at once. It crept in slowly, in the quiet moments after Tyler left my apartment. When my kids would hug me, I'd feel like the worst mother in the world. When Mark brought me a cup of coffee in the morning and kissed my forehead, unaware that I wasn't the woman he thought I was anymore, I'd feel it again. One night, after putting the kids to bed, Mark asked me if I was happy. That simple question cracked something inside me. I wanted to scream, cry, confess everything, but instead I lied. I told him I was just tired. That's when I realized the worst part of cheating isn't the affair itself. It's the silence. The daily choice to keep wearing a mask and pretend you're still the person your partner believes in. It's exhausting. A few weeks later, Tyler told me he was thinking about leaving the company. He said he didn't want to complicate things for me any further. I don't know if it was guilt or just his way out, but when he left, I didn't stop him. Just like that, the affair ended. But my guilt didn't. I kept expecting to feel relief, like ending it would make everything go back to normal. But it didn't because I had changed. What I did broke something in my marriage and in myself that I don't know how to fix. So, why am I telling you this? Because I know there are people out there who feel like I did, trapped in the slow unraveling of a marriage that once felt like home, starved for affection, longing to feel seen, to feel something. And I want you to know that while those feelings are real and valid, this choice, this mistake, is not the solution. I wish I had talked to Mark, pushed harder for connection, gone to therapy, taken a solo trip to figure out what I was missing, anything but what I did. Because now, even though the affair has ended, the damage is done, and I don't know if we'll ever come back from it. Mark still doesn't know, at least not officially, but I think he senses it. There's a distance between us now that didn't used to be there, a quiet tension that lingers even when we smile in front of the kids. Every day, I debate telling him, coming clean, facing whatever consequences may follow. But then I look at our children, at the life we've built, and I freeze. I did something I thought I'd never do. I crossed a line I swore I never would. And even though I regret it with every fiber of my being, I can't undo it. There's no going back. But maybe, just maybe, there's still a way forward.